Hi, this is Reed out in Chesterfield, Idaho. What I'm doing today is cutting some tire troughs so that we're taking tires and we're cutting the tops off of them so we can use them for water troughs for cows. So what we're doing is we've got a backhoe and we've taken the hoe and we've pushed down on the inside of the tire right here so we have some pressure so that we can take a razor blade knife and we're going to cut along it like you see right here, and we're going to cut that, and as we do it'll split itself apart until it's wide enough that we can fit this grinder in. We took a 12-inch cut off saw blade and stuck in there, and we're going to use that to cut through the steel belting. So I'm going to take this grinder, and now that I've got a split right here, this tire is steel belted, and I got to cut through the steel belting somehow. And a Sawzall, you have to get it started, and I'm going to do that with this. It's quite loud and it throws a lot of rubber everywhere. You can kind of see some black on me. You want to wear clothes that you can just throw away when you're done, because this stuff doesn't come off. So I stopped for the night and came back this morning. We had 3 inches of snow, and which is not a bad thing. I actually prefer to have snow to help me with the project. There's a couple of tools that I use to help me cut through these tires with this steel belting. One is I like to have the backhoe push down for pressure, and then I take my razor blade knife and I will cut, and you can see the line that I've cut over here. I've wiped the snow off of it, and I'll cut down until I get to the steel belting, and then I will take a Sawzall, and as you recall, I cut a hole in it in the steel belting about right here. I'll take the Sawzall and I'll start cutting, and I'll take some water and I'll pour in this crack right here, and I'll start cutting right here so I can get through the steel belting. Just using a Milwaukee Sawzall that we bought just last year, and I'm using a Diablo steel blade. It's a 14 to 18 teeth per inch, and that seems to do a pretty good job. It's 9 inches long. So I'm gonna put snow in the crack, and then I pour a little bit of water in. That makes sure that my blade stays cool, because this rubber will melt. If the rubber gets too warm, it'll melt and stick to the steel blade, and then it gums up and it doesn't work very well. So I've got water in here so it can stay cool. The snow works good because then I can do this by myself. I'll put some snow in. The snow will hold the water in, and then it has a delayed release. So I just got done cutting this. It took me about an hour and a half to cut 2 of these. So about 45 minutes per. And I've done 19 of these in the last 2 to 3 weeks. 1 to 2 persons per job. And anyway, I ended up using these Milwaukee brand 18 teeth per inch 9-inch blades. They worked all right, but I could definitely see a difference in these Diablo blades. There was a lot more bite and they lasted a bit longer. They were also 9-inch and 18 TPI. So anyway, if you're gonna do that, I would recommend using a lot of these Diablos. They just worked better with the rubber, I guess, and the steel. They lasted a little bit longer. So I use the Milwaukee Sawzall, battery powered Sawzall. It has a really good battery life. I use the 5.0, and about one battery would get me around the whole tire, and then sometimes a little bit more, just depending on how good I cut.